And now, the Kill or Be Killed podcast with Damian Ross, founder and master instructor of the Self-Defense Company.
So, hey, yeah. So I said, like, with all that shit, we're just talking about some business stuff, people. So the holsters, they were on back order for a few weeks. Can't just keep them in stock. I keep ordering more. And the other problem is with our armor, I can get right away, but with the factory, because the factory just got so busy, it pushed everything out a month. Meaning, now I order in like 4-month increments. So we're in the bit of catching up. While they had 400 people like 2 years ago. Now they have 550 people working for them.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, so they're ramping up and cutting those lead times down. But there's like this, what's happening is like we're selling more. They're getting busier with a lot of other people because they do really good shit. So coincidentally enough, a company that distributes our stuff, or at least started to, and then they want to do it again. Started getting their belts made with the same company.
Oh shit! All right. So is this company supplying both the jackets as well as the backpacks then?
Yeah, everything. And we're working on. It's probably going to be like 3 or 4 months till we actually get this thing worked out. But we're gonna do a vest. Not a bulletproof vest, like a vest, like a concealed carry vest.
Yeah.
It'll be like quilted, and it'll look something like out of Vineyard Vines, and so it's a nice high-end looking unit that'll take the same, have the same hidden draw system and the concealed carry armor and stuff like that. So, yeah, and so now you're getting the notifications and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Got the notifications coming back in, which is great. People have been starting to get into the forum, which is nice. I mean, obviously we want some more activity there, right? But so far so good.
So just post like shit, post the article, you post an event, not event, like if there's something happens, like something in the news, shit like that. People want to talk about it, we can talk about it there. It's our safe space. You're not going to worry about somebody on social media judging you or giving you some bullshit or getting like crap from your coworkers, especially if let's say you're in education and you want to carry in the classroom. If you're like in the Northeast, chances are you're not going to be too well liked, right? We've been doing a lot with having a lot of schools are picking up the body armor now, and it's just a reality. But it's interesting though, because when people most of what you're going to need for protection is the handgun protection, like hands down. I'm like, if we sell a lot of the level 3+ rifle plates, but because everyone's like, oh, the AR. I'm like, the chances you facing an AR in the street are so fucking rare.
Yeah.
Even at an active shooter event. Yeah. There was one in Buffalo. Yeah. There was a guy in freaking Vegas. Yeah. There was, a kid down, the kid in Sandy Hook. Yeah. There were, but for the most part, you're going to be facing a handgun, and it's usually going to be a 9mm, even though I've got a video we're posting where the backpack 3A stops a Desert Eagle, which I didn't think it would do.
Nice.
Caliber. Yeah. I mean, you're going to break a couple ribs for sure, but you won't be dead. You'll be probably knocked down, knock the wind out of you, but you won't be dead. Shocked that it stopped it as well as it did. I mean, there's deformation for sure, but there was no, nothing came through at all. So yeah, it was pretty cool. We'll be putting those videos together soon and posting those. What else? How are our instructors doing?
So I reached out to the instructors to start sending me updated information, obviously, because it's the big thing, right? Make sure your information that's coming through is updated so that people can reach out. There's instructors starting to jump onto the forum now, which is great. So they're there to answer questions. If you're looking for training partners, or if you're looking for somewhere to learn, get into the forum and plug into, to our instructors there. And that was kind of the big thing that I was wanting to see was the interaction from that. Speaking about the interaction, the leaderboard, lots of fucking interaction going on with that, which is nice. So
I'm gonna share that because I want to share the. So for anyone who doesn't know what they're talking about, so okay, this is the training system forum. So this is once you're logged in. There's we've got 30 some odd different programs. You can do live training, you get certification, you get one-on-one coaching, you can post your comments, and post your own video, your own training videos. This is our fucking world. While the rest of the world does whatever it is, this is the world we live in. We were talking about before is the forum. So this is it. It's old school forum where we've got different topics broken down. Again, we call ourselves the Legion. We are Legion. And now you can talk about fucking anything on here. You have to be a member to get to this this forum. You may be able to get in, to look at it, but then if you want to actually interact or post, only if you have a previous login can you see this. So, this is not going to be out in the world. You can't get to it from, any place except inside your training programs page. Now, George, talking about the leaderboard. Congratulations again, George. You're on top. Right? You are 10 points above Dave.
Fucker.
He's a fucking animal. He died out. I don't know if the way it is, only really instructors can get to Spartan. That's really how it's kind of laid out. And plus you got to do the workouts of the week, in which I'm a week behind. That'll be coming up soon. We'll be filming again next week. I've just been really fucking busy. We've got 520 people on the board. So in order just to get on the board, you have to mark a unit complete. A lot of people don't do that. Some people just come in and they watch the videos or train with them and don't mark them complete, thinking that they're kind of you can go back and watch a video as much as you want.
Exactly.
Right. So that's also just go and we'll start marking those things complete and get on the board.
And get into the fucking training of the week, man. That is, for me, that's like my favorite thing out of everything, right? Like I look at the whole system and like there's a lot of fucking shit that we have within the system, right? You could spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours going through all the fucking content. But if you want the fucking nuts and bolts real quick of what to do, plug into the fucking workouts of the week.
Right. Right now we've got 21. Obviously the goal is right now I'm working my way through the modules. So we're in module 5 now. So once we get through the 10 modules and working our way through the 10 grade certifications. So, again, getting the course completion certificates is nice. That means that you've watched the course and answered the quiz correctly. But if you want to get a certification like you would if you trained in person, you just got to go in front of an instructor. So what they would do is, and I outlined exactly what you need in, let's look at grade 1 proficiency test, right? So the video of the whole test is here. And now you can download a copy of the exam right here. This is everything you need to know. And then the register for the certification, you just go right there. And then you're done. So once you do that, we'll assign you with an instructor who you can either film yourself doing it or you can
like jump on live like we're doing now. Yeah.
Like this. Guys, this is what we're doing. You'll get instant feedback. All of these workout of the weeks are designed to it's designed for you training on your own without a partner.
Yep.
Okay.
And
so
I just want to jump in just while you're talking about this, right? Because I think that, the term or the name workout of the week might be a little bit misleading because people, if you're thinking that we're just doing fucking calisthenics and some fucking like weight training and shit like that, that's not what this is. This is, this is getting into the actual fundamentals techniques of the system and putting it into kind of a structured workout. So you're fucking beating the shit out of yourself. You're fucking feeling it. but your skills are improving.
Right. You're not, and you're working at your own pace, right? So it's like you want to do half, fine. You think I'm a pussy, you want to keep going and go harder, go right ahead. Right. So this is just a step-by-step guide of how you can work through the modules. And of course, when you look in here, because I don't get into all the explanations of everything, but everything has a, module and unit reference for you to see what's behind it. Right. So, you don't have to, so it's like, this is how I teach. Okay. So if you were coming to train with me, I'd be like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're doing, this is from module, this is the curriculum for today. And this is what our instructors teach. Right. And then this is where you can find it, because look, you're teaching somebody and then that's it. They're going to forget. Right. But now if they have this little guideline to go back and be like, oh, let me watch this. Now it's getting reinforced, and now they're getting, it's a multiplier for education. Yeah. So, another thing I'll kind of jump in on too is, like, I know that you're demonstrating shit. We're hitting a bob, right? We're hitting a bob. We're hitting a bag. We're talking about, you need to hit stuff. You need to hit stuff, right? At the end of the day, you can still utilize this kind of like shadow fighting, if you will, because you're still going to fucking be developing technique. You're still going to be getting a good workout with it. Right. So that if you don't have the resources yet to have something to fucking hit, hit air until you have the fucking resources to hit shit. Right. So if you don't have something to hit, but again, if what are you going to invest in your training? What's a bob run? Like $300? It's like, okay, then you're looking at like $29 membership for a month. Okay, great. Now what's a gym membership? Right. Exactly. What's, compare that to a membership where you're actually going to a class. Granted, you can obviously make the argument, well, that, they've got overhead, they've got much, so do we, to be honest. This shit isn't for free. This is expensive to run this site. Not as expensive to run it if I had like a strip mall dojo with like 20,000 square feet. Of course not. But, I essentially, when it comes to advertising and shit like that, I'm probably paying more. Yep. So when you're getting into this, and, you think about it when you're like, okay, here's my dojo, if you will, right? Here's my training center. Here's my community. Here's my tribe, right? So now, you can, go in whenever you want, do as much or as little as you want, and that's it. But just always just be consistent. And that's what this does. The problem is too, one, if you find somebody who's teaching this near you, they're probably their instructor, very few and far between. All right. Because not a lot of people do that, even though we've trained literally thousands of people on this. And we've got, let's say at some, over the years, hundreds of instructors, still not a lot of people when you drop that, put that drop in the bucket of the world. So, exactly. You're really not going to find this, but, you don't have to, because it's right here. And, if you can, at some, you're worried about training with somebody, convince somebody to work out with you a couple times. It's like, hey man, I want to go through this stuff. I want to see I want to see how this works. And then if I have a problem, you can come back and ask your questions, right? Filming.
Yep.
I mean, shit. We've evolved now so much that, this shit is easy, right? I'm like, you can just,
Yeah, like just to fucking, address what you just said there, because I hadn't even fucking thinking about that. 100% people should be fucking filming it and throwing it up in the forums in that area, and we'll come on and we'll give you feedback. We'll answer your questions, like, no problem.
Yeah, I'm like, we love this shit. This is what we freaking do. Again, like, we have the intro programs, like the fast course, like 60-minute self-defense. And then that'll give you access to the platform. And then our whole goal is to get you training into an SDTS membership, preferably the elite. That's the best one. I mean, that's really where you should be. If you're really serious about doing this and learning about it, if you just kind of want to learn a little bit, look, you're either looking for a reason to or a reason not to. Again, I realize who, I am. George, you realize who you are, where, you are, finding ways to make it work.
Yep.
Right. It's easy. Like, look, Carl lived like an hour away from me. My judo instructor was an hour away from me. Yet I found a way to make it work because I wanted it to work. Right. I mean, this is like, now if you're sitting there and you're like, look, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to figure out how to get something to hit. I'm going to make something. If you don't got the money, you got the resources, right? You can get, pillows, mattresses, and fucking wrap them around a column in your basement or something. You could figure something out.
Hang up small children. Like, we're good.
Right. I mean, it's so easy, to say no. And it's so easy to let that excuse happen. But, the reality is, the world always tells you no. Right. So, your job is to figure out how to do it. I mean, I try to make it easy as possible. I'm not going to tell you to come, travel and train with me or even come to a seminar or do something like that. It's like, all you need is this here. Right. And you're not training for a fucking title fight.
Exactly.
I'm like, look, if you kept yourself, if you did, let me just go to elite. If you kept yourself in reasonable shape and did, I don't know, just these 21 workouts, right? And let's take out the 4. So let's call it 17 workouts.
Yep.
You just did this right now and kept yourself in reasonable shape, you would fuck up a lot of people.
1,000%.
A lot of people. I mean, to the point where, it's like, maybe you don't need to know how to fucking, bother with the throwing. Maybe you don't want to get into all the weapons. But we didn't get into weapons training yet, but you're definitely going to need that. So, that's coming in a few after, we got 7, it's combat PT, and then, then we're doing.
You get into
weapons offense. Yeah. And then, then we're kind of rolling through this shit. So, you gotta, it's easy, to say no. But it's right here. Even if you just click on and just fucking watch something, you're like, what the hell? Okay. What is this? I don't understand this. Right. So, that's where, again, the education part of it comes in, which is more of what it is. How many times you get guys who are hurt, or injured. I go, dude, I've been hurt. I've been sick. I've been doing, still I make it happen. Talk about the workout of the week. My knee was killing me for like 3 weeks. I'm like, look, this is bothering me now, but I got to deal with this. So this is me dealing with it.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm not kicking with this leg, or I'm not pushing off with this leg because my fucking knee is killing.
What do you have going on with the knee? I had a fucked up knee too, but it's like the kneecap area. If I put any pressure on that fucker, it was like sharp pains. I don't know what the fuck was happening.
Honestly, inflammation. So, and it was from my nutrition. So I stopped eating like all carbs and sugar.
Really? And that just fucking helped, eh? So what helped with my knee after, so it was fucked up for a few weeks. Once I started getting back into doing more yoga again, fucking fine now. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, as far as exercise, I've been doing the knees over toes shit for over a year, which helped a lot. And then started in November around the holidays where like I thought, I'm like, oh my God, like I couldn't even just sit. My knee, I couldn't run. I was on the bike. It sucked. Then I'm like, okay, fuck it. After Christmas, I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. And within like a week, it cleared up. And then, now I'm fine. So, the other thing I do when I run, I said I do the interval training.
Yep.
Because it's better. It lets my joints relax for like a little bit. It's only like a minute running, 30 seconds walking. I mean, it's not a lot, but that little break helps a lot. So, that did its trick.
I was waiting for if I could see you start doing like some dancer size shit up with like the fucking Peloton fucking people or some shit.
Right. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go do that next before
How brilliant are those fuckers now renting out the bike? What a great idea.
Right. Yeah, no shit. No shit. So anyway, so just to wrap up, on the training platform, obviously you got how to use this platform. you have your get certified section, and then you get into the training programs and the modules, and you just work your way through. We're showing you, what you need to set up your, module 1. We tell you, exactly what you need to get started. Really simple stuff. You can get like a hardware store. Again, as long as you can be creative with what you have. The main thing is to have something upright that you can hit. Whether it's a heavy bag, whether it's a training dummy or some other crafted thing, and then the rest of the hand conditioning things. So, just to, my God, that's back to 2017. Nice. So, just to, reiterate, this is more than just some videos. It's more than just courses. It's a community. It's a tribe. It is your group. It is your people that are here to support you in protecting and defending, if that's what you're interested in.
Exactly.
If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, we're not necessarily promoting. I mean, yeah, you could say we're promoting the self-defense training system, but there's guys with like a variety of martial arts on here. And, you can, supplement with, I always like supplementing with judo first, and then a grappling art after. Either wrestling or BJJ is fine. Mainly the reason why I choose judo is mainly because it teaches you to stay on your feet. You also do groundwork. You can build a very good defense on your feet quickly. It will take you forever to actually throw somebody who doesn't want to be thrown. It's fucking hard, and the ground fighting is actually easy. So in Japan, they say, standing takes 10 years, groundwork takes 3 years. So you just want to know enough as to where you think you're getting into trouble. Like when you feel like someone trying to position you for a strangle, you feel somebody trying to position you for an armbar, right? If, so with that, you can manage and stay on your feet, hold your position long enough till you can get a gouge or a strike in. The other thing judo has is a sense of urgency. So does wrestling. It's like you're trying to judo, it's one point. So that could happen at any fucking time. So exactly. It creates the urgency of you in an actual fight, as far as like trying to win as fast as possible, right? Wrestling has some of that, but it's still slowed down a bit. BJJ is very slowed down. So there's a lot of patience involved. There's a lot of tendency to feel comfortable going to your back and going to the ground, which we don't want to do. Because again, you got to imagine this is somebody who's a lot larger than you. They have friends. You're out on the concrete. So, you're gonna get hammered. And you want to remain mobile. And if this person is significantly larger than you, let's say like 25% larger than you, a lot of the stuff that you're learning isn't going to work.
Exactly.
So you'd have to
factor in weapons, and it's a complete clusterfuck.
Yeah, you have to be a very, very special, BJJ practitioner to pull that stuff off.
Yeah. Very
special, very talented, in great shape. Again, it's to do something, and that takes a lot. It takes a very, very, very long time, and still leaving yourself open to weapons and multiple attackers and all that stuff. And then finally, if somebody said, well, if you couldn't do our combatives course and you just had to do two things, I would say boxing and wrestling in the United States. The reason is because you can develop a good punch and you can handle something. Yeah, granted, you can break your knuckles on somebody's head, but you're asking me if I had to do, if I didn't have access to this and I had to train in something, given where I live, it would be sports. yeah, there's a great chance you're breaking your hand on somebody's skull. But, you know, you'll be able to tune them up pretty quick if you could throw some decent hands. And then wrestling is all the other gray area shit. And especially in the United States, because there's a wrestling team in every fucking town, every high school, pretty much every college. It is in the culture. So we have hundreds of thousands of people, kids wrestling every year. So that way you can, you know, you'll know that you're going to have to be fucking good to do what you have to do, as opposed to kids doing BJJ, which is maybe like thousands.
Yep.
You know, kids doing karate, thousands. You know, kids doing judo, thousands. You know, it's like they're just, the talent pool is just that much greater. Plus, wrestling's cheap as shit. You know, you can go down and join for a season for probably like $120 for your kids.
Yep.
You know, and they'll go, they'll grind, they'll get tough, you know, they'll understand, they won't panic if somebody's squashing their head. You know, I mean, they're so, for like martial arts for kids, man, I'm just like boxing and wrestling. You know, if there were a judo place around, okay, but still, you're going to get, you know, if you get bored with wrestling, go do some judo because that'll supplement your wrestling, some of the throws. But, you know, that would be it. I know, like, you love kickboxing, Thai boxing. I love it.
Getting some Muay Thai, Lethway, yeah, that's
fucking great.
Yeah.
The problem is here, there's not a lot of it.
exactly.
Right? Not a lot of people are doing that. If you were in Thailand, I'd be like, fucking go.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're not going to go box in Thailand.
No.
I mean, where are you going to find a boxing gym? You know, so, you know, you'll be able to find grappling. You'll be able to find judo. I don't know if you'll find wrestling, but, you know, you're looking at like, yeah, judo, jiu-jitsu, Thailand. So whatever is the most prominent striking sport and grappling sport in your country, that's where you're going to go. Right? So, yeah. I wanted to, before we wrap up, again, if you have any questions about the training forum, you know, just post them underneath. You can hit us at, you know, I'll put the customer service email on there. You can reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you. You know, you can start with the elite program for $1. Make it really low cost of entry. If you want to save a few bucks, you sign up for the annual. And there's a whole host of programs here too to really kind of find out, you know, what we're doing, and then get yourself inside the wall to the tribe, and you know, we'll be there for you. So I heard about this guy, oh my God, on Rogan. And I had to fucking mention him because holy shit, more people should know who Adrian Carton is. Wiart. I don't know who, you know, I'm not pronouncing it correctly. So his full name is Lieutenant General Sir Adrian Paul Ghislaine Carlton de Wiart. Don't worry, he's long since passed, but he was a British Army officer, awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military decoration awarded for valor in the face of the enemy in various Commonwealth countries. He served in the Boer War, First World War, Second World War. He was shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, and ear, was blinded in his left eye, survived 2 plane crashes, tunneled out of a prisoner of war camp, and tore off his own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them. Describing his experiences in the First World War, he wrote, "Frankly, I enjoyed the war."
Oh my God.
So this fucking guy is like the unkillable soldier.
Yeah.
And if you look at, and that's the first paragraph of his Wikipedia page. If you look at his background, he was born into an aristocratic family in Brussels. He was the eldest son of a magistrate, and so he's basically royalty. He's not poor, and then was believed to be an illegitimate son of King Leopold of the Belgians. All right. He spent his early years in Belgium and England, and the loss of his mother. Okay, so I just want to get to essentially, this guy was like, he went off to college, right? And his dad thought he was at college. Meanwhile, he went and he enlisted in the German army. He lied about, the British army. He lied about his age, and his father found out when he learned his son has abandoned his studies, but allowed him to remain in the army. He only found out when he came home and he was wounded, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, missing half his fucking face.
He wound up like he lost his eye, right? They didn't want him to, he wanted to redeploy. They didn't want him to appear weak, that they only had, weak officers. So they gave him a glass eye. And in the car ride away from the hospital, he took it out, he put a patch in. The dude lost an arm. And, this is when, his finger, like there was a grenade that blew up near him, and it embedded his watch in his arm, and he had like 2 fingers hanging by the skin, and he was in such pain. The doctor refused to amputate him. He tore off his own fucking fingers. They wound up taking his arm. Dude, there he is. He had like 1 arm, eye patch, and, and he kept redeploying. He was in, there's an older picture of him. He was in the Second World War, reloading a revolver with 1 hand and pulling grenades with his teeth.
So lesson, boys and girls, if you see an old dude with a fucking patch and missing an arm, don't fuck with him.
Yeah, dude, that's a great rule in general. But again, you think about but still, it was funny because Rogan had mentioned it. Like, there are dudes today walking around like this. You have no idea what is willing to fucking endure.
Yeah.
Oh, and that brought up the did you see the movie Sisu?
No.
Okay, so it's basically, again, quote Rogan, it's like John Wick in World War II.
Okay.
So basically this is about this Finnish commando. He's mining for gold, and he's out in the middle of freaking nowhere. The Nazis are like, it's the end of the war, so they're like pillaging and kind of, getting the most out of what they have left. And they run across this guy, and he's like an unkillable soldier. He is this guy, right? So they go through, then it was like, again, it's like John Wick, but like he kills Nazis.
Awesome.
Oh, it's good. And I don't know why they haven't made a movie about this dude yet. I mean, holy crap. This is real life, like Rambo shit. I mean, he, again, had opportunity. He was in college. He didn't have to go fight. What compelled him to go do it? Like Pat Tillman, right? What compels somebody to just be like, you know what? This is good, but there's a certain level of duty, community, wrapped up with challenging yourself, and could even add I don't know, some type of sadomasochism. I don't know, right? What the blend is to make that.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's awesome.
Is fucking no joke. So anyway, I think that about wraps it up for me. What do you got going on this weekend?
Fuck, what do I have going on this weekend? What month are we in? We're coming up into fucking March. Jesus fucking Christ.
We're coming from February, just
yeah. And I don't know if you, speaking of fucking all fucked up, our weather, man, has been up and down, fucking bipolar. I don't know if you guys are dealing with it too, but 1 week it's like ice fucking cold, the next week it's like fucking summer day.
Yeah, we've had that. So we're getting some of what you got. So we had 2 snowstorms, 2.5, or technically you could say 4, but really just 2. And then it would be 40, 50 degrees.
Yeah.
But today's not bad. We've had a couple warm days, so almost through it. I mean, we get to March, as far as we're good, we're almost pretty much done with snow.
Exactly.
So yeah. And then that's it. I don't know. I had parents' weekend with my son down in Charleston. It was fun. And this weekend I'm filming some stuff for Dad for Defense on tomorrow, and then we're doing I'll get back to filming the workouts of the week next week. I said I've been traveling a lot and shit, so
Yeah.
I thought it could be caught up, but I wasn't. And then we're then we're in a freaking March, and I think kids are coming home for a few days here or there in March.
Yep.
Get ready for my daughter's graduation, and hopefully she'll get a job or start getting work and paying for her shit.
That came fast, didn't it? Fucking graduation already? Jesus.
I did. Holy crap. It's crazy. Crazy. So anyway, and that's it. So on that bombshell.
Yep.
Everybody, till next time, train honestly. Oh, I almost forgot. I should be back in my studio, my office next week. The carpet's coming. Yes, the carpet is coming. So we're very excited.
There you go. Holy shit.
So it's coming on the 6th, and then the 26th, and then they're coming Saturday. So yeah, we'll be done. Be all ready, all new background, everything. It'd be nice. So that's it.